I don't give a rat's bum, because I think it's the best bike I've ever owned. And what really brought me to this conclusion was this morning I was down helping out a mate, and his dad was there, and the dad's an old dirt bike rider from way back, and he was having a look at this thing, the V Strom, and he took a real interest in it. Said he liked the look of it. He grew up riding the old Suzuki TS 185s and 250s like I did. And we got yakking, and he was asking about it and us. And it was only then that it bloody dawned on me that even though I've got me big cruiser in the shed, me Thunderbird, I think I'm starting to like this one better. I seem to be spending a lot more time on this than what I do on me Thunderbird, and it's for all manner of reasons, I suppose. This one's probably what's lighter, more nimble. It's got the top box on it, so I can jump on it and take it anywhere I like. Make it shopping, whatever. Cheaper, everything in the back. But it's just become such a trusty old bloody workhorse. Now I've done about, about 7,000 k's now, and it's never let me down. I've got a flat battery. The battery was stuck. That battery was 6 years old, so it had every reason to collapse in the middle of winter, which they always seem to do. But yeah, this thing's just so bloody reliable and just an easy bike to ride, even though it's not the lightest adventure bike. They don't really call these an adventure bike. They're classified as an adventure bike, but they get the living shit kicked out of them, these things. By the true adventure bike crowd, they don't classify them as being an adventure bike. Well, I'm sorry, but an adventure bike's what you make it. Shit, you can go for an adventure on a bloody postie scooter if you want to. Too many people put a tag on a motorbike, cruiser or a sports tourer or an adventure bike or a... It doesn't have to have a tag on it. You look at some of the old first ever off-road bikes, the old Hondas and that sort of thing. They look like a bloody road bike with a set of trail bike tyres on it. So yeah, everything seems to have a tag on it. Everything needs a bloody an identity. Just get on the bus and ride it. I've got this real urge to take this thing up to the Flinders Ranges this winter. Just chuck a couple of soft bags on the back of it, fill it up with a bit of dehydrated food, some bit of water and a swag, and just disappear for a week up the Flinders. I reckon it'll be great fun. Not doing the real off-road, the real hard to get out places, just touring around the Flinders, doing all the dirt roads and tracks and that sort of thing. Yeah, I reckon that'll be great fun. But yeah, I am definitely using this a lot more than I use my cruiser, which is a good thing. It means the other one won't run up 1,000,000 miles and be worn out before I get a chance to give it to my grandkids, maybe. Right, I'm going to go through, see how good my memory is, and go through and see if I can list off the bikes I've had since I was a boy. I was trying to work it out. I reckon I've had, with the two I've got now, I think it's about 40 since I was 12 when I got my first motorbike. So, my first ever bike was a very clapped out, no headlight, no tail light. I don't think it even had a rear mudguard. A Suzuki TS 125. before I got my licence, I also had a Suzuki TS 185. Then for some reason I had at the same time, I had an old Kawasaki K100 or a K125, I think it was. Then I had my first ever 4-stroke, which was an Honda XL 185, which I thought was just the guts. It was a great bike. It's quiet, no ringy-ding-ding. Then I went to a KL Wacker 250 4-stroke. Then I went through my racing stage. I had 2 or 3 KX 250s. These are all bikes I worked me guts out of the part-time job to buy. I had 2 or 3 KX 250s. I had a couple of KDX 200s, a KDX 250. I had a KLX 250. I had a KX 500. Then I discovered, that was just after I got my licence. I bought myself I had three Quacker triples. I had a 250, a 500, and a 750. Then I had from memory, I had a GS 750. I had a Suzuki GS 750. I had a Kawasaki K440, I think it was. The old 440 side-by-side twin. I had a Honda 754, 2 of. What else did I have? I had a Honda VF 750. God, the memory is bad. But yeah, I've had a few bikes, and in amongst all those, of course, my last acquisition was this thing. And even though it's 15 years old, no it's not, it's 12 years old, 11 or 12 years old. Even though it's 12 years old, I still reckon it's the best bike I've ever owned, and that's just purely through it's such a utility bike. Swiss Army style bike, I suppose you'd call it. Like I said, it's never given me any grief. You can do just about anything on it. It excels at 110 kilometres an hour on the open road. Fantastic. There's so many good things about the V Strom. I don't know about the 1000cc. This one, the Generation 2 650, such a good reliable bike. I don't know about the newer ones. I've never ridden one. I've never owned one. I don't know anybody who owns one. But yeah, I was talking to old mate today, and been out of bikes for a long time, and I think I've brought him round to buy him one. So yeah, another grey-haired old fart that wants to get back on the motorcycle, and I said to him, you can't. He was a fairly tall bloke, over 6 foot, I reckon, because these are fairly tall, so they suit a bigger rider. Yeah, they are a little bit on the heavy side, but yeah, so I really don't give a rat's bum what people say. They knock hell out of the old V Strom, so they're not an adventure bike. Yeah, they're not a BMW, and they're not an African twin. But by geez, they're a bloody good, reliable bike, and for the money you pay for them, yeah, they're not bad at all. So, but yeah, no, I can't rave enough about this V Strom. It's really only got, as I've said, I did a review video on it. The only downside of this bloody bike that I can find is the ABS, which it's great on the bitumen. On the sealed stuff, it's really good, but on the loose stuff, especially on steep country, it's bloody dangerous. So, but yeah, a mate of mine's going to put a switch on that, so that'll sort that out. So yeah, I love the V Strom. Yes, when I think about it, the amount I rave on about it to people, and when I think about it, and the amount of times I unlock the shed and take this instead of taking me main bike, there's a wedge-tail eagle. Look at that, right in front of us. There he is. Big wedgie just flew out of the tree. I think you can still see him. He's going to circle around in front of us here. He's up on the top left-hand corner here. Up there. Somewhere. Up there. There he is. Big old wedge-tail eagle. About a 5 or 6 foot wingspan, and he's getting attacked by magpies. He's flying down the road, and we'll keep following him. Chasing an eagle down the road. He's getting attacked by a heap of magpies. They don't like him at all. See if I can get it on film. There it is, a bit of David Attenborough going on here. That's a wedge-tail eagle. One of our big eagles we get here. So yeah, there we are, a bit of, like I said, a bit of National Geographic going on there. So yeah, I love the V Strom. I'd buy another one. It's been, like I said, I've only ever put a battery in it. I do all the services and stuff myself. Bloody river bike. They do right down to a V Strom 250, but they're not a V twin. They're a side by side twin. So yeah, if you're after a bike to fit that category as a workhorse, as a shopping trolley, as a little light tourer, sports tourer, as a multi-purpose dirt bike, come road bike, come everything bike, as recommended by South Osmodo, Generation 2 2014 Suzuki V Strom for all your motorcycling needs. Alright guys, see you in the next one.